Okay, I want to sort of make a bit of a part two to the mentality of I'm trapped. Um, once you work out why you're trapped, the next thing you may want to investigate is becoming untrapped. And quite simply, you may feel you're going to lose face. Well, look, there's that many people out there who have been in good jobs. I've seen blokes, right, my heart goes out to these boys because I've been in the same sort of a trade. I'm not trade qualified in regards to construction work, but I've spent years and years in building. And my heart goes out to the boys who built all these houses during the building boom, made $38 an hour, bought everything they wanted to buy, and now a lot of these blokes are now living in tents. You think, how could you be in the construction trade and end up living in tents? Because when the building boom collapsed, and they'd been buying everything they wanted to buy, big trucks and all the blooming, the big Dodge Rams and all the gear they had and the Cadillac and whatnot. They're left with nothing. I've seen interior designers go from 110, 120,000 a year to nothing, living in an RV. There's just sort of so many people that are losing jobs now in America. It's a bit better here, but oh god, there's enough lost in here too. The whole situation is better in Australia, but there's still people with their tail between their legs getting seriously worried. Plenty of them have lost jobs. But what you're best to do, and I even know of someone who had a bank say this to them. They lost their job, and the bank said, look, while you still got savings, while you're still not in default yet, sell your house and start working things out, because if it gets to the point where you go into default and then we've got to come and repossess you, then you're going to have bad marks against your credit history. You're going to be forced out at a set date whether you're ready or not. But if you initiate the process of getting rid of your place yourself before things turn nasty, it's going to be a whole lot easier on you. And it's also going to look very good when you go to get another home loan. If you go to get another home loan and we've had to repossess you, things are going to be extremely hard, and then you will get a loan, but you'll be paying so much more interest because you're with some sort of a subprime lender sort of thing. So, if there's talk around your company of your jobs moving to China or Mexico or going into prison labour or whatever, and you can see the writing on the wall, or even if you don't see the writing on your wall, you may want to sort of break the back of the situation you're in now. And so the best way to go about all this is just to head completely in the other direction. And if you're a single person or a couple, I actually recommend going in and living in a van. It's may sound dangerous, may sound a bit strange. I'm off grid here. There was circumstances under which I had an option to be in this house, and I took that option because I would rather not be in a van myself personally. But you may decide to be off grid like me, and if you're in a place where there's a bit of work, that's not an issue. Because I got to drive like half an hour away, and I'm get to me job sort of thing. Other joints that are good for off-gridding there, you know, where you get nice cheap house prices and all that. As you know, like cheap blocks of land, you can put your own small shed up on or whatever. A lot of them are very far away from work unless you currently do work over the internet or work that can be done on the internet. Then that's not an issue. There's a lot of people who, even one I know of, who works as a translator. She's French-born, married to an English man, and they now live here in Australia. She translates French to English and vice versa. Everything is done over the internet with MPEG-3 files. And yeah, she can basically go to work every day by flicking the computer on. They actually got satellite internet. They're way out. You know, they don't even. I use mobile broadband, but they use satellite. And yeah, that's what keeps them in clothes and food. Anyway, another option, which is a very good one, is living in a van, because that allows you to stay in the city where there are the more expensive, you know, the better paid jobs, and you may be able to stay in your existing job without a problem. Yeah. I am not an expert on that, but there's plenty of people who are expert on stealth camping. First questions, how do you do number 1 and number 2? Well, there's such a thing called a Gatorade bottle with a big opening. There's also an accessory for women involving that. Number 2 is usually public toilets or supermarket toilets, and there's, you know, ones in Walmart and stuff like that. Walmart is actually, if you're lost for places to go, Walmart really doesn't mind that many people in their car park, so long as they don't carry on a bit. And you'll find in most Walmarts other people that are already living in vans. But there's a whole stack of other ways to do stealth camping. There's other little expectations, like some of them you can get away with so long as you're gone by dawn and stuff like that. But yeah, best not to stay in one area at one time, so I'm told. I've even got a bit that I'm going to do on heating, to take the chill out of the air when you're living in a van, that has a lower carbon monoxide risk than running a propane heater. But Mr. Buddy heaters are all right. Mr. Heater Buddy, whatever it is again. Plenty of people got them. They're all right for carbon monoxide issues when it comes to heating in vans. Oh yes, showers and stuff like that. Some people say, oh, I go to a truck stop and it costs me $7 for a shower at this truck stop. They're like, oh, 15 showers later, I could build you a blooming hot water system. Like, that's flaming. That's too dear. Other ones, oh, you can go to these parks or whatever, or these other truck stops, and they're coin operated. Ah, great. There's an even better option. Plus, you get to use a gym. Might even have a swim as well. So if you've got a gym membership, don't cancel it just yet. That's the one thing you might not want to cancel. What it basically is, people have worked out pretty soon that the best way to get a shower is to join a gym, and you can go there and you can bug around on the treadmill for 10 minutes or get on the pedal bike and don't pedal very hard and just watch the TV on the wall that they usually have at these joints. Or you can have a swim or whatever, and then go have a shower and leave. There's one bloke that's even joined a rock climbing club, because the rock climbing club is just, so he gets up there and puts a bit of a rig on and plays around on the rock wall for a few minutes and then off he goes again. Of course, having a shower in the process. And there are places that are a little bit struggling because of the economy in America in regards to gyms. And so long as you sign a little contract to say you'll sign on for a year with this gym, they'll give you the first 6 months free. And then it's only like $15, $20 a month. So you pay like $15, $20 a month for the last 6 months, and you get the first 6 months for free. And that gives you access to a shower without a problem. A lot of these joints, there's ones here that I know of that bloke at work was going to one. He's a big fat sod. Anyway, he was going to work at 1, and it was 24 hours, and we were on afternoon shift at the time, and we were getting out, like, honestly, it was like midnight and stuff like that. We were getting out, and he'd then go to the gym, and he's like huffing and puffing away in this gym at like 1 in the morning or whatever. But, you know, you still have a shower, and it's like some ungodly hour with these 24-hour ones that you can still go in there and have a shower. So if you get on the booze a bit too much one night and chuck up on yourself, well, so long as you change your shirt, you can sort of walk in there and have a proper shower and all that and clean yourself up a bit and throw up in the shower a bit more. You know, it's sort of the middle of the night, but they're real convenient, the 24-hour ones. Not that I recommend doing that, not that I've ever done that myself, but you know, worst case scenario, if someone's party's got, you go to, there's a bit too much free beer around and you're overindulged, well, there you go. But yeah, living in a van is all right for singles and couples. No, it was a boat, I'm thinking. Yeah, I've heard of people with kids on a boat, but not kids in a van. But they have had kids in RVs. But look into it, you know, and just cut the umbilical cord on all this unnecessary crap, so that if you do lose your job in 6 months, you're going to A, not have a lot of debt, or B, maybe even have a few savings. But at least, you know, with a van, you can still be in the city and close to your job.